Today we look at a powerhouse of a servo from a new brand here at the RC Network. Hey guys, Rich here from the RCNetwork.com, and today we have the Black Label. This is ProTek RC's newest servo. This thing is pretty cool, and you won't believe the specs of this thing. We'll get to that in just a little bit. Now, stay tuned for also a future episode of Wrenching with Rich. I will be installing this into my HB Racing E817 buggy. This is a powerhouse of a servo, and it definitely belongs in a great buggy like the E817. So what we have here is the ProTek RC 170SBL. S stands for speed, I believe, and BL would mean Black Label. Now this is their top end servo of the class. Super fast, lots of torque. It is a brushless servo, which has definitely improved in technology as of late, and also it's high voltage, so it can run straight up to 7.4 volts. Now looking at the specs of the 170SBL, it is a true powerhouse with operating voltage anywhere from 4.8 up to 7.4 volts with a max of 8.4. The operating speed at 60 degrees is 0.08 seconds, super fast. As far as the amount of torque it has, there's two different listings on it. A static holding torque, which is 440 ounce-inches, and a dynamic peak torque of 535 ounce-inches. Inside the box, we have our typical bag of servo parts. Now this will have all sorts of little horns and screws, grommets, and even a screw for the servo horn. Now what was a true surprise on this ProTek RC servo is it does include detachable receiver leads. Now there's two different sizes that are included, which is really nice, which is one of the main reasons that I was drawn to this 170 SBL. Now, the shorter of the two leads is about 6 inches. Now, the lead that goes into the servo is quite deep, and it goes all the way into the servo and plugs in with just a standard receiver plug. The longer of the two, which is the one I will be using, and the E817, is about 12 inches in length. Great for 1/8 scale buggies that have to stretch all the way down the chassis, or for maybe a rock crawler or U4RC rig. So great option that they give you right inside the box. So what is the 170 SBL intended for? It's good for pretty much any of your 1/8 scale rigs. So it can take on race buggies, race truggies, monster trucks. You can even drop this into most rock crawlers or U4RC racers like the Axial Bomber, the Axial Wraith. Definitely a good servo for those rigs. As we look at the star of the show here, this thing is pretty cool. Now this is completely aluminum all the way around from the very bottom down here, the side kind of perforated items to dissipate the heat, all the way up to the top, and the ears of this servo is all aluminum. So if you happen to be running a rig that has this mounted on the top of the front axle, no worries whatsoever. This will not budge at all. As we look more into the 170 SBL, it is just a high performance item. Now we do have badging all the way across the top here. ProTek RC, brushless, high voltage, the badging of the model number. Right here's a look into the plug-in deal. It does have a hard rubber shroud going around where it plugs in, and it plugs in deep into the servo, which is very nice, and it gives you a little bit of peace of mind that it won't come unplugged. Onto the other side here, we do have all of the same badging, and then as we go onto this side, we have some deep fins that is perforated around the edges of this aluminum case just to dissipate heat. As we look at the top, which is a very nice item here, we do have hex hardware to disassemble the servo on all 6 points. So this thing is definitely going to stay together under the plus 500 ounce-inches of torque that it'll create. Well guys, that is my first look at the ProTek RC 170 SBL. Stay tuned for that Wrenching with Rich project where we're going to be changing this servo into my E817 buggy. Give it a little bit more speed that buggy needs. needs, and I can't wait to show you. Well guys, that's it for now. If you have any comments or questions about this item, please feel free to post it on down below, and as always, thumbs up and subscribe. That's it for now guys, over and out.